ready?
I love psychology.
Me too.
Yeah.
We're
Like
gonna be
all
on
the
live.
Child psychology,
Pull
black
yourself
psychology,
together, girl. Come on.
just every psychology, all
You
the
can ask me
sociology.
anything
I
about
love
the
it.
beauty industry.
Okay.
Any question.
All right, so let's get started. My name is Brandy Chrisman. I work across the street at John Amico Salon Suites. I've been in the business for 24 years. I originally went to Capri School. I student teached here for quite a bit of time, didn't finish exactly. That's bucket list. One of the things I do across the street is I do the hair, the nails, body waxing. So I'm a little bit of everything. So today is just for you all to get a feel of my 24 years. Ask any questions that you would like, any information you need to know. I'll open it up to you and give it to you. Okay?
Okay.
Anyone want to start?
Oh, I'm sorry. First, give us more background on yourself. You said 24 years, you went to Capri. Give us a little bit more of what type of products, what made you get into this industry, because these are all pretty much new students. So everybody's walk is a little bit different.
Okay, so I started playing around with hair since I was 6 years old. I've always had a Barbie doll in my hand, changing the hairstyles and stuff like that. I went to Mother Macaulay, so it was a liberal arts high school. So my teachings at Macaulay was a little bit different than most people. They did geared towards making you more of a well-rounded person. So towards my junior and senior years, I really got into the arts and into photography. I went to Columbia College for about a year and a half. And it was so expensive to go to Columbia, especially to be a fashion photographer, which was originally my dream. So I had to sit back and think about my pros and cons of what I like to do. I did not want to be in a situation like my mom, who did what she had to do because she had to make sure that she took care of her 2 kids. I wanted to do something that I would enjoy for longevity. So when I wrote down my pros and cons, what reigned out a lot was hair, originally. So I went to Capri on 63rd. And I started my teaching there. And at the time, I was getting my nails done. And the lady that was doing my nails, Pam, said, "Why aren't you doing nails too?"
Pam.
So I was like, "Because I want to do hair." She says, "Why are you limiting yourself?" I said, "Okay. I won't limit myself." So then we did the nail program, and then I started learning. Then she started teaching me how to do nails all on my own when I would come and get my appointments done. And she says, "When you graduate, I will no longer do your nails. You'll be doing them." I said, "That's not fair. I want to be Pamified." Like, you can't do that to me. So, but yeah, she stuck to her word. The moment that I graduated, she would not accept any more appointments for me. And I was so used to her because I've been going to her since I was 17 years old. The idea of going to somebody else and you don't do it the way Pam does it irritated my soul. So she left me no choice. And I guess she knew that about my personality. She left me no choice, so I ended up doing nails by myself. So that's how nails came into play. And as the years go on, I don't know if anyone know about Landis Cosmetics. Okay, so Landis ended up being one of my mentors because of the fact of the matter, every time I would do a wedding, he was the makeup artist. I was the hairstylist. And he would see my work, you know, from each wedding person that I would do. And he says, "So you didn't think about doing makeup?" I was like, "No, because I'm not a makeup person. This is what you see, this is what you get." He says, "Yep, you got beautiful skin, but it's always good to learn how to do a little makeup. Be a little bit more well-rounded." So I had to open myself up to it, and I was fortunate because not many people get to get to learn up under Landis. So I could call him on the speed dial and say, "So I got someone with these big old eyes and I have no idea how to do it."
Are you talking about me?
I'm not trying to. But he says, "Find me someone with some big old eyes and I'm going to come down and we're going to work it out." "You serious?" "Yes, Brandy, we're going to work it out." And that's how he taught me. So I don't really do the avant-garde or the deep. I'm more of a natural makeup artist. And which he says is fine. Everybody has their own nook and cranny. So as times went on, I would go to the hair shows, and there was a lady that I met, and her name was Nia, and she did the body wax. And she says, "Technically, you're licensed. Your grandfather claused in because you're 24 years in the business." Well, back then I wasn't 24. I was about 15, 16. And she was like, "So you need to be doing body waxing too." So as times progressed, I became more well-rounded, and those are the things that I tend to learn how to do through trial and error. A whole lot of trial and error. Did I answer your question? Anything else?
Oh, yes. What was I going to ask you? Oh, I know the first question. I got questions. Is the beauty industry a seasonal type of industry? Like, you know how personal training or whatever fads are. Is that something that's year round? Is it consistent year round, or does it have its ups and downs?
It has its ups and downs. All of it has its ups and downs. So you're never not advertising. You're never not telling people about you, and you're never not being a representation of your business. That's the first thing. Secondly is there are seasons in the there are time of the year where things slow down. So for me, as my business is, we'll say January and February are a little bit slow. Why are they slow? Because they're trying to pay off whatever they did from Christmas and New Year's. It doesn't pick back up until around about Valentine's Day, and then it'll slow back down because around the end of February, then tax season starts. So then that's when people are getting majority of what they want: their hair, their colors, and those types of things that will cost a little bit more. They tend to get that around that tax season time. Your flow continues to go up until about June due to the fact of the matter, starting in late April becomes prom season, graduation season, and all of those types of things. Right after school is out, it tends to slow down for me, because most of my kids and parents are vacationing with their kids. So they tend to get braids. So the braid season will pick up, and then the hair season will kind of slow down. It doesn't pick back up for me until mid-August. It goes really, really good until like October, stays a steady flow up into December, and then we're back around again. So what you have to keep in mind is when you're budgeting your money, you have to set aside money for your slow periods to make sure that you're able to pay the things that you need to pay to live the way you want to live. Make sense? Any other questions from that?
I just have a question with the body waxing and things like that. Have you gotten into like the chocolate waxing?
No, I haven't. I heard about it, but I'm kind of like stuck on Satin Smooth. So it's kind of hard for me to switch. I'm a creature of habit.
Okay.
So once I find something that really, really works for me, I tend to stay with it. And what I like about Satin Smooth products is that it gears towards all body types. It's not just one set of waxes. They have like 10 different versions of their soft wax, and they have the hard and the soft wax. So it geared towards more of the way the people's hair grows and how it grows out the follicle.
Okay.
Well, I have another question. It's kind of, I'm asking a lot of different stuff that I'm actually experiencing and going through. So my question for you is like, what was the start of your career path of doing hair or nails, whatever it was that you began with? How did you maintain continuing going to school, and you know those days when you just need some money, financially stuck? Like, how did you continue to go and fight through that stage? Because I know for me that's my challenge, like money or career, like now or later. And like, what pushed you through that?
I was determined. See, when a lot of people told me hair business is not something I should get into, I said, oh, okay. When I went to Capri, I had long nails, longer than this, and they told me that you're not going to be able to do hair with nails that long. I said, really? Watch me. Because my mama made me make furniture with my nails this long. If I can make furniture with my nails this long, guess what? I can do some hair with my nails this long. They told me, oh, you won't be able to do intermediate and graduate level together. Oh, okay. By the time I was getting close to my ending, because you have to do at least 9 months of schooling, yeah, they told me to stay home a couple of days because I was going to finish ahead of time. Don't tell me something I can't do, because I'm going to tell you how I can do it. You know, I was one of those type of people. So in the beginning, yes, it was hard. Building a clientele was even harder. What helped me was, at the time I was married, so he paid the bulk of the money. My money was extra money. I did it out of my house. I worked in many different types of salons in the South Side area. And then eventually I came to move out here to the suburbs to take care of my grandmother, and I just never went back to the city. So continuing education was important to me because I'm always a student. Even after 24 years, I'm still a student. So I had to make a decision. Do I learn this new art to be able to make more money? Or do I just make the money? Or do I rearrange my clients so I can do both? So it all depends on how the class played, what time the class was. Because sometimes I will leave the class and say, hey, I'm leaving now. Traffic's a little bit heavy. I should get there around such and such time. Does that work for you?
Of course, they're gonna say yeah. 'Cause
So
they
therefore,
actually-
you had the class
Yeah.
and you made your money. You had a question?
What hair dye do you use when you color hair?
What color, what kind of what?
Hair dye. What type of hair dye?
Dye? Or hair
What brand?
I ain't mad at it because I'm just as bad. Let me tell you how I feel about it. It's never a wash. It's always a shampoo. And it's never a perm unless you get in ammonia thioglycolate as opposed to a sodium hydroxide. And I tell that to my clients.
And we're not painting nails.
We're polishing.
There we go.
Nowhere on the bottle it says shampoo agent for hair. I mean, well, no, washing agent. Yeah, they don't say that. They say that on the detergent. They say it on the what you use to dishwashing liquid. You see, even that has a name. Dishwashing liquid. It doesn't say wash the dishes. So I just thought about that. I'm gonna have to use that later on. Note to self. You know what I'm saying? You have to, and it's all about how you appear to your clients and your area, your work study. It's all about presentation. Can I say that one more time? And I really need y'all to know that. It's all about presentation. How you set up your table, your area surrounded. Is it cluttered? Do your drawers look cluttered? Especially the clear ones. You know, the clear, most of the organizers, they come clear. So do the outside of it appearing in, does that look cluttered? See, all of that is sitting right there in a row. It looks nice and neat. They can handle that. Now, if it was some turn to the side, some turn upwards, and some turn diagonally, then it's somebody going, At the end of each of my day, I may get cluttered during the day. At the end of each day, I take that 30, 40 minutes to an hour and clean up everything, put everything back in its proper place. Because one, an organized person is an easy to work person. So if everything is categorized, I have OCD issues anyway, so it just helps with my OCD. If everything is categorized, I mean, from my nail products to my hair products, each drawer has a certain area, each thing has a certain spot. I can literally go to my assistants or my internists and say, hey, if you go to the cubicles that's back against the wall and you're facing it on the right hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4 cubicles down, you're going to find this. And they hate that about
Not me.
But
My mess is organization.
But in the same process, the ones that I mentor to, they have them same OCD issue problems. And when they see the person working next to them, one of their booth rental mates or their salon mates, and they see they're a little bit cluttered, they be like, okay, now I get it. I get it. And that's one thing that your clients would appreciate by you. Like if I drop an implement, do you know I leave it down there on the floor? I let them pick it up. Why I let them pick it up? Because if they see that I'm not touching it and I'm taking the time to go back into my sterilizer and pull out another one, they know that I'm not using anything dirty. You know, so all of those things come into play. All of those things make a difference. Get back to your question. So I use a couple of different brands depending on what I'm trying to do. Now, if you're talking about what I've done here, first of all, I bought the hair already at 613. And it came in these lengths. So that's the first thing. Because the lighter the blonde you have, the more pronounced the color comes out. In the process, I try to find the most vibrant colors possible. So some of them are Ion. Some of them are Jericho. And some of them are Cantra. And I like the Guyton collections too. So it all depends on what I'm doing, is what I'm going to play with. But I also try to make sure that these are products that layman's persons can get.
Yeah.
So I don't normally tell.
Another question. What's your favorite brand of polish?
It's always going to be OPI. To me, OPI lays the best to me. I've never really had any problems with chipping or anything like that, as long as I prep the nail correctly.
Do you like the Kiara Sky line?
What part of Kiara Sky?
The
You have acrylics, you have gels, you have
Right.
rouges.
Now, I am finding that I'm sort of liking the gel company Perfect Match. It lays really, really nicely, and I like it that it comes in duals, where it comes with the gel and it comes with the polish. Because 9 times out of 10, they want their feet and their hands to match. So I'm learning to like them. But I still go back to my OPIs. My biggest collection is OPI. My next biggest collection will be China Glaze, because they're some of the oldest polishes out there. They stood the test of time. I'm learning to like Perfect Match.
Anybody else?
Well, I have one more
I gotta
question
go.
since we're. Oh, you gonna leave?
Yeah. Sorry.
You don't have any more questions for me before you leave?
No, I couldn't think of any.
Okay.
And it probably would have had some if I was able to stay a little longer. But you said you was gonna come back, right?
I'll come back.
We'll see you on the next time when you come back.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. It does have a lot to do with products and stuff. I am very fresh to this. I'm new to school and I'm learning a lot and I'm trying to soak in all the good stuff. I don't want all the bad stuff. But do you find that you get what you pay for with products, and is it always the more expensive stuff is always better, or is it vary?
It varies. Like, prime example, I'm still old school, so I still do fiberglass and silk wraps. So because I use that, I'm a back scratches girl. And I use the extreme glaze.
I was gonna say their dip system. They were actually the
The
first ones to
original,
come out with
the
dip
original dip system.
Absolutely.
And I still use that to this day. So my acrylic version is extreme glaze. And you can't hardly get it in the stores anymore.
Don't sell it in Cos.
No,
Costco anymore.
they stopped selling it. Where you can get it from is in Displays, Quality Beauty Supply, or you can go onto the website.
Okay. Cause I'm just starting, I ain't got no money like that yet, so I'm trying to like.
But what you have to remember is, granted, you don't have any money right now, but you have to invest constantly within your business.
Absolutely.
So sometimes you may spend your last dime on buying product, but you'll reap the rewards later. So you got to keep in mind, you can't think of what's going on at the moment. You got to think of what will happen in the future. Okay.
How do you find the patience to put the little acrylic on those very long nails?
That's because I do. And I don't have acrylic. I have, no. It's the extreme gel system. So it's a little bit different. It uses a resin instead of monomer, which I like better because the smell doesn't stay and linger as long. So the spray dissipates in like 10 seconds.
And we learned that the spray is what when it dries the resin?
The catalyst.
The catalyst.
So with that, it makes it a little bit easier. And I'm sort of a perfectionist, so it's like I'm looking at the nail this way, I'm looking at it this way, looking at it this way. I want to know.
How long? How long does it take you to do it?
I tend to do it in 2 stages. So I tend to do my fill-in one day and polish them the next.
Okay.
Or if I know I'm going to be doing a lot of color, I tend not to polish them because it'll jack them all up. So, I mean, but it doesn't take that long. It's just like doing a short nail. Just a little more left.
So you're good with both hands.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to learn to be good with both hands. If you can do both of your hands, you can do anybody.
So how do you make your schedule? When you schedule your clients, are you doing hair like all 1 week and then maybe the nails or just...
So on
is it all
Monday,
that?
Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I do the hair, the pedicures, and the body waxing. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday mornings, I do hair. I mean, well, Nails. I'm sorry. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm doing the nails and the pedicures.
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday mornings, I do the hair. So there are occasions where I have to take in a hair client on a nail day, but nail clients have precedence, and vice versa on hair days. And as long as my clients have that understanding, then I don't have a problem doing it. If you do have that problem, then you have to strictly stay on this day, and you have to strictly stay on that day. I do make an exceptions because I do go out of town a lot. So I try to service everyone before I leave out of town, because you're only as good as your next service. Keep that in mind. You're only as good as your next service. So if you do one thing to disrupt the harmony between you and that client has the potential of not coming back to you. So they don't care if you have a bad day. They don't care if your leg is broken.
Oh, your fingers. You gotta work with your elbows. You gotta work with your elbows.
You know, they don't particularly care. It's not about them. I mean, it's not about you. It's all about them. What they got going on, what their issue problem is. You become their psychiatrist, their buddy, their doctor, their this, their that. All of that winds up in that chair.
So it's a complete total commitment to your business, pretty much.
Right. I have not had a conventional job since I was in college. And I thought for a moment, when things started slowing up, when the economy started getting bad, what was I gonna do? And I attempted to try and work in a conventional place. Yeah, that didn't fit my soul. I couldn't do it. I said, whatever it is, I'm gonna have to muddle through it. You know, like today, my back was hurting. I was like, so can you rub that pain out of my back this morning, please?
I tried to do a conventional when things got slow in the economy, and it was 1 month in an office. It drove me crazy because I'm not
used to it.
Sitting at the table doing some hair, and I got fired after I was there for 1 month, and they fired me. They said you spend too much time out of your seat because you know our business, we move. And they were like, yeah, we gotta get you a water.
We love you and everything, but it's ain't for you.
And I'm perfectly okay with that.
I said, I got it.
And like I tell people, I said, I'm really gonna have to finish my teacher's license, because if I can't physically do this anymore, I still got a mouthpiece.
That's right.
With a lot of years of it, goof ups, screw ups, and mess ups. And if I can stop someone from making a mistake here and there by listening to something that I said, wonderful. Any questions?
Anybody?
I answered everything you wanted.
I have one more, but I don't know if that's something I want to ask you.
I'm an open book. It's all right.
Okay.
My skin not that thin.
Well, you kind of already touched on it. Like, my thing was like, where do you get your products? Like, do you? I know you probably order them, or you have people you've been going to for years. Like, that was the question, but you kind of already touched on it, so I kind of get an idea.
Right. So one of the places I go, I told you, is Quality Beauty Supply on Displays. Another place I go is up north. Although you hate to do business with the Koreans, but they got it in both.
That's our field trip. We're gonna take a field trip there.
Over to Broadway.
Yeah, I'm taking them because I live north.
I got you.
So yeah, so I'm gonna take them.
I hate to do business with them, but yeah, they still got a wide selection at a cheaper price. I deal with Cosmoprof, I deal with Salon Centric. So I do a little bit of everything. Some things I get out of Sally's. I just don't tell nobody.
Right. Yeah.
My clients ask me where I get my products from. I said, that's why you come to me.
Right.
You don't need products at home.
We are exclusive.
Yeah.
You got to make yourself available to your clients. But even though we give them a service, we are not their servant. And that's a really good thing that I want you all to remember. You're not their servant. We were kind of at their beck and call, but not at the point where they're mistreating us. And that's where you set the tone. Set it early. Get it branded into your brain cells. Because if you have it branded into your brain cells, and when things arrive, you'll be like, oh no, I'm sorry, that's not available. And you say it in the nicest, sweetest way possible. Some clients are not meant to be your clients. I used to get mad when they didn't come back. And I'd be like, then I had to get, well, see, I'm a Cancer. You know, our feelings are on our shoulders. So, you know, I sit back and I say, I'm going to get the best I possibly can do. What do you mean you're not coming back to me?
Right.
And then sometimes I had to call a couple of people, you know, and I had to learn. Not everybody cares about hair care, nail care. They just want that quick, fast, in a hurry. Oh, if you want quick, fast, in a hurry, I'm sorry, I'm not the stylist for you. I'm not the cosmetologist for you. And I had to be okay with that. And it took me a minute. About a good 10 years. I ain't gonna lie, to be a good 10 years. You know, I'm sensitive.
That's because too, like, you probably retain a lot of clients too because of your service. Like a lot of the quick, fast places don't retain clients like that.
Yes, I still have clients from 1995.
I bet.
And the ones that I have from 94, a couple of them have passed away. So most of my clients are 15, 16, 20 years coming to the same person. When I tell them I'm going to live out of state, they was like, so what we supposed to be doing?
Right, so your address, please. Road trip.
Right, exactly. Then when I tell them I want to go to the West Coast, they were like, really? I said, y'all can visit me when y'all in Vegas. See how that works? You know, because I think about it. My old back, my body's getting tired. You know, things to think about. Not necessarily sure. But I know when I start saying it for a good month straight, they be like, so we need such and such, such and such, and we need this now. I said, oh, y'all don't want me to go nowhere? No.
You belong to us.
Exactly. And I tell them, that hair on your head, yeah, that's not yours. It's mine. Because I take care of it. Those nails, those feet, the waxing, I take care of it. Those are mine. You just wear them.
So when you do nails, are you just like filing, or do you use the drill?
I do both.
Okay.
So I learned on filing.
Right.
I'm learning to use the drill a little bit more. Because it does get in tight spots a little bit easier. So those tight spots, I use the drill for. And then I go back to my file.
Okay.
Because I learned old fashioned.
Right.
I'm a file girl.
Okay. Come on.
They, you know, they always ask me, Mrs. Are we gonna learn how to do the drill? Absolutely, I'll teach you how to use the drill. But that's me. I'm old school.
But if you can do it with a file,
Fine.
it's the best. Like if you're trying to, you know how sometimes there's a build up over the nails of a period of time and you're doing them and so on. There's a build up. Like after about a month and a half, you need to file some of that down and build back up. So when it comes to those situations, I'm gonna pull out the drill because it's a little bit faster. You may have made a mistake and made it a little bumpier in one area over towards the corner near the cuticle area, and you don't want to get them. Got it. Put the little file on, zip, 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 get around it. But when it comes to contouring the nail the way that I need it to be contoured, it doesn't happen with my drill. It happens with my file. It happens with my file. And literally I'll sit back and be like,
I think that's the beauty of it when you can actually see yourself creating and sculpting that like that. Like with the file, especially like when you can just see it coming together like that. I think that's the most satisfying part for me.
Oh yeah. I never like a set when I first put it on. I don't know what it is about putting that initial. I like it when it grows out in 2 weeks. I like the grow out. I don't know if it's because it starts to contour to what their nail is more is, but I never really like a. And my clients will look at me like, Brandy, it's okay. It's all right. It really is all right. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can really get that in 2 weeks, Brandy. It's all right. It's okay. And I'm like, yeah, it ain't it. You know, and they get mad at me sometimes, but then they enjoy that part about me too. So it's a love-hate. It's a love-hate.
And they're a walking billboard of what your work is.
And my work ethic. Of everything. Because when people talk about me, they be like, okay, so she's a little special. And I'm like, yes, warn them. I'm a little direct. I will tell you no. And you know, at first my client's like, did you just tell me no, I couldn't get hair color? Yeah. You want to know why I told you no, you couldn't get hair color? Let me pull this up. Do you see this? Yeah, that's not healthy. All that needs to be gone before I think about hair color. You've done too much to your hair. I need to reshape it, recondition it, get it back into healthiness. I'll tell them I go out wearing no chip. Yeah, I'm not doing it. They're like, it's tearing down too much of your nail pattern. I never really particularly care for gel nails. Can I tell you why? Because it's still product. it's still product on top of the nails, and you're constantly taking it off and putting it back on every time you do it. You might as well get a set of nails, in my opinion.
I agree.
But then there are some people that don't want it, and I had to break down. I only broke down like 2-3 years ago. How long Jill says been out? But it was all about, I didn't think it was healthy. So I had to try and find ways that I thought it was the healthiest possible. And literally, after about 3 times of getting it done, yep, regular manicure for the next month. You can get it back next month. And they'll look at me like I'm crazy. Hey, I'm just saying. If you don't care about your nail beds, at least I do.
Need more of them out there like you. Because they sure be ripping up the nail bed, boy.
Okay, so the more like me is right here in the classroom.
That's right. That's what you guys are here for.
That's what you do. We got to kick the others back out the box, because back in the day when I was younger, this right here was all that was making the money. The other lands found out about what we do and what we amount to spend on it, and they allowed them to come in, and we allowed them to take over, and we allowed them to make us a machine, an assembly line. We allowed that. So it's up to us in here to get it back.
Yay! That was a moment for a cheer. Woo! That was a cheer moment.
Yeah, she's my special one.
Do you have the type of clientele that you want?
You always want more.
Like, in the sense of price, like, you know, your work, like your prices.
They're willing to pay for what I'm worth.
Okay. And,
But that takes time to build.
right.
Because once they see your work ethic, how you booking, the quality of your work, then they don't mind paying the money. You got to get them there first. Sometimes you have to lowball yourself, and I get that. But don't lowball it too low. Because your products do cost money.
Right. So how do you do your networking?
Do I need to say any more? Can everybody give a wave? Hey! Right. And let me tell you, I had to learn this because it's so very hard. I'm so incognito, as they say. I'm that chick that sits in the corner. I'm always behind the scenes. And the fact of the matter that everything that I do has to be on social media. It has to be advertised a certain way. It mind boggles me. Like, I thought if I go out, pass out flyers, I gain clients. Can I tell you most of my clients came from referral base?
Yeah.
Can I tell you 90% of my clientele came from referral base? Only 10% comes from this. And then I find out putting up pictures is not enough. That don't work anymore. They want video. They want music. They want glitz. They want glamour. I did a friend of mine hair. Her name is Orange. If you look on Facebook or look on my page, you'll be able to see it. And I posted it up. I've gotten over 200 views, not because it was a picture. It was because it was a iMovie. So your phones are your tools to do everything that you want to do. I got an internist, and she's in high school. Why did I get her? Because she's on social media all the freaking time. So, Samaya, can you show me how to do this? Samaya, I'm going to need to learn how to do that. Yeah, I'm going to need you to just work the social media stuff. Because, yeah, that's not me. So, literally, I give her all my little stuff, all my little advertisement, all my little pictures. A friend of mine, she works on my website, and she does my flyers, my digital flyers for me, and we put them out. But I learned you can't just put them up there. It gotta be a movie with some sparkles and some glitz and glam. And then you're your own advertisement. I think I never really cut my nails down because of the fact of the matter is, people come up to me and go, oh my God, your nails are so long. I do this for a living. Here's my card. I wear the colors in my hair. I started off with 2 colors. My 2 colors are red and purple. But I found that wasn't getting enough attention.
Bust it out. Bust it out.
So every year, I added a new color, more color, display it differently. I change it every month. It's never the same colors. Because then people come up to me and they're like, oh my God, I love your hair. Yes, I do this for a living. Here's my card. See, that's my self-advertisement, because to go up to someone and say, hey, I would love to do your hair, people get offended sometimes.
Hold on, wait a minute now. I did this myself. This is looking good.
You know what I'm saying? And I never want to offend anyone.
Right.
I always want to be pleasing. It's just part of me. So because I never want to offend, I felt if I'm always done, at least my hair, my nails, and my feet, because I'm really not a makeup person, then, you know, they come up,
Do you
they
teach
ask questions.
makeup classes also?
I can,
Okay.
but I'm basic. So I'm your beginner stager person. When you want to upgrade, there's eye candy right across the salon suite. She's more advanced. Let's just be real. I do, most of my clients are very natural. So when I do them for the weddings and stuff, they really want a real natural look. So that is what I'm known for. Those natural looks, those soft looks. And the pop may be the darker color on the eyelids, or the pop may be their lipstick. You know what I'm saying? But everything else is more of a natural look, a natural glow. Sometimes they don't even look like they have makeup on, but that's the look that they want. But then you get the other ones that want that glam. And I'm like, you go see Eye Candy. She's right next door. You can set her up on Salon Suite and keep it on moving. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. We need to network within ourselves. Like if you're doing hair and you're doing nails, but you may have a friend that does makeup, pass that along. Or if you're booked up and you don't have any more room, pass it on to one. You four should be like in constant contact with each other 30, 40 years later. Working and networking. Because if one of you all not making money, at least the other one you all making money, and it's a system. It could always be a second. I'm a second to a lot of people. They've been going to the same woman for years. She's about ready to retire, and they sit back and they tell me, you know, Leslie's about ready to quit this. I said, okay. So you do know that you're going to be doing my hair when Leslie stops for real. You know, they already put that out there in the ether. So, you know, it's always a network. It's always building. As long as you're licensed. That to me is more important. Because if you took the time to go to school, take the test, get licensed. Don't just go to school and learn it and do it at home in the sidelines. I want you to be the fullest potential. Get all of it. Join the NCAs and Chicago Cosmetologists and all the other networks, and go to their classes. Don't just stay branded here on the south suburbs. You better go out to the north suburbs and the eastern suburbs and go out of state. Go to the Las Vegas show. There's an Orlando show. There's a Los Angeles show. Don't just stay here in Chicago. Because the potential of what you can do and the networking of what you can do is amazing. Any other questions?
Do you have any more questions before we go to lunch? No. Well, did this help?
Very much. We thank you. We appreciate your time. This was great.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you
over.
so much.
Not a problem.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.
You want to say bye to her following?
Bye, following.
My little short following that I have. It's building though.